I have an issue with my Travertine patio. Some of these patio blocks are coming up, as well as this drain right here. I've already started fixing it. Follow along if you want to see how I diagnose this, and hopefully I can get it back in working order. In order to diagnose the issues along this patio, I pulled up this area here already. I'll show you how I pull up these blocks. Right now they're sitting back here. We'll replace them later. And I pull out this portion of the drain. This is all one section. And the installers really did a poor job. First, they used a section that has a drain on this end. The drain is actually on that end, connected with a pipe that goes out to the lawn. That's fine. But down here, water should not be draining anywhere. So I already modified this section of NDS drain. I applied on the back side of this another piece of NDS material. This is all PVC, so it's adhered with PVC material. It blocks this drain. Also, the installers did not install a cap back here. So I got from NDS the proper cap that's going to also be adhered back here with PVC glue. I'll fill up this area with some epoxy. May not be completely necessary, but I'll go ahead and do that. And then we're gonna have to reattach these drains, setting them a little bit deeper below the level of the travertine. Over here, some of the travertine block is not level. This is also a problem. I'll pull out a few blocks here, tamp down the material below it, and then reset those blocks. Also, NDS says that this gutter material can be placed in cement. That's the more permanent installation, or it can also be placed in the Paver foundation sand. I'm going to do the latter just because it's a little bit less permanent. In case there's an issue here, I want to be able to take it apart and resolve it. Also, check this out. This is cool. The original NDS material used by the contractor is a gray color. It does not match at all the travertine. So I painted this gray material that goes up here and is secured with screws. It looks a whole lot better. Hopefully it holds up. I'll show you how I did that as well when I paint the rest of these grates. So let's adhere this end cap onto this section of gutter. The manufacturer, NDS, said that you can also do this with silicone, but I'll use PVC adhesive. So first begin with the primer, wet both parts, and then hit it with your PVC glue. Push those parts together, and that creates a permanent bond. While that adhesive sets up, let's paint this other grate section. That's all gotta come out of here. With some medium grit sandpaper, I'm going to rough up this surface so that the paint adheres well. Clean off any remaining dust or debris using isopropyl alcohol in a rag. I use a combined paint and primer from Krylon. This supposedly adheres to plastics. You can also first apply a coat of straight primer followed by paint. I'll hit this with maybe 3 to 4 coats. Each coat is to be applied 1 minute from the last. And this is the 4th coat. All right, let that fully dry for a number of hours. And it might not be completely necessary, but I'm going to mix up a bit of epoxy. And this marine grade epoxy, I'm going to pour into this, what used to be a drain. This will prevent any leaking from occurring, and this will also prevent any standing water in this small pocket. And this channel is now ready to go. This part's been adhered with PVC glue, and then this area here used to be a drain, has been plugged up with some epoxy. I water tested it already, poured in some water here, and I ensured that the water flowed on top of this drain, remained in here, and didn't get into these channels here. And now we'll adhere this small channel to this longer channel. The prior installer, when connecting these two pieces together using this piece, which is correct, they did not use PVC glue. I'm going to use PVC glue to get a better, more watertight joint right here. To ensure really good adhesion, I'll rough this area up a bit with some sandpaper. Clean this up, as well as the mating part, and then apply my primer and adhesive to both mating parts. and stick these together. And then same thing for this small channel and this larger channel. I ended up removing this entire drain here. I want to put it down deeper, recessed below the top surface of these pavers. So to do that, I'm using some tools and removing some additional foundational sand here. I don't need to remove a lot of sand. It just needs to go down maybe a centimeter more from the level it was at. So I wasn't going to cement this channel in, but now I think it's needed. We had a rainfall and this drain shifted more than I would like. So what I've done is I've cleaned out the channel, again, within which the drain will sit. You can see that this is original poured concrete patio. The installer of this drain had to cut out this patio, although they didn't cut this out wide enough for this drain, at least the clearance at the bottom. So that's unfortunate. If this all doesn't work, someone's gonna have to come in here and cut out this drain even wider. I'm gonna try to work with what I can, drop this drain back down into this cleaned out channel. I used a little brush here to clean this up as much as possible. It's dug deeper than it was before. And then I'll use whatever vacant space I have to pour in some concrete. Hopefully that really locks in this channel and keeps it from shifting later on. I don't want concrete or sand later when I backfill to get into this grate, so I'm going to tape this area to protect it. So I'll mix up some concrete. I don't need a whole lot of concrete in this case, so I'll just mix it by hand. Use a drill and a proper mixer if you have a lot of concrete to mix. That's a pretty good consistency. With some weights holding this portion of the drain down because it really wants to pop up, drop in some concrete around the edges. And there we are. The concrete is filling whatever gap remained here, hopefully locking in this channel where it needs to stay. I'll let this concrete set up for a day or two and check it out later. After 48 hours, the concrete has reached its initial cure time. It'll be a full 20 days or so before it's fully cured, but look at that. This grate is staying down. It looks like this concrete has locked this thing in place very well. So from here we can level out this sand around the perimeter of the grate and place back our blocks. While we're doing that, I have a tamp. I will manually tamp down and level this foundation sand. I've smoothed out this sand. I don't have a big area for a rake or anything, but I've used here this small tool, and you can see that I have the bottom of my adjacent pavers about level with the top of the sand surface. And now with this tamper, I'm going to compact this foundational sand layer. This will help prevent later settling of the sand and movement of the blocks. Add additional sand if needed to build up that layer. And now I'll begin to replace the blocks. You may use a flat edge to ensure that you're level with the adjacent blocks. This particular block was a little bit low relative to its adjacent blocks, so I'll add some more sand and tamp that down. We're making progress here, and with the mallet, I'll lightly tap these blocks into place. The result so far is looking quite good. It's not perfect, but the original installation wasn't perfect either. So we're gonna prep all of our block for some new joint polymeric sand and also sealing. To clean up this travertine, you can use a mix of chlorine and water, that is essentially bleach and water, and or a pressure washer. Just Just be careful not to break or mess up the finish of your travertine block. And use a sufficiently low pressure with your washer. This patio is looking far better. Not only are the new grates properly colored and matching the patio, but the blocks themselves are much more level than they were before. The grate's not popping out of this area. These blocks are now cleaned up, so let's apply our polymeric sand. This product came from Lowe's, and I'm going to apply this to the paver joints. That's going to prevent moisture from getting into these joints, preventing weeds, but also not allowing the moisture to get underneath the blocks and destabilize the blocks. So let's pour this out and we'll spread it around with a broom. We'll later wet this product after it's gotten into these joints, and it's kind of like dry pouring concrete. The polymeric sand will harden after exposed to water, and then push around this sand into the block joints. You want to fill up these joints so that the sand is nearly to the top, maybe just about a millimeter or so from the top surface. It's good right now to have that tape on the grates to prevent the sand from getting into the grate itself, but you do want to fill up the cracks along the sides of the grates, between the block and the grates themselves. After wetted, the polymeric sand becomes hard, so you don't want the sand on top of the block when you're wetting it. I'll use an air blower here to get all that remaining sand off the top of the block, just keeping it only between the joints. Let's do that before wetting the sand. And with your hose set to a light mist, we're going to wet this polymeric sand so it begins to set up and harden. I'll start with a 5 foot by 5 foot section approximately and wet that area for 30 seconds. You want a light mist so that the sand stays in the joints and isn't knocked out. After 30 seconds, wetting that first area, move to the second approximately 5 foot by 5 foot section and also wet that. After the first area has set up for about 30 seconds, I return to that section again and wet for another 30 seconds. At this point, you can come back with an air blower and move the water off the top surface of the pavers into the joints, and this will prevent hazings from developing on the top of your block. At this point, you might be done. I am nearly done, but per the directions of my polymeric sand that I chose, I have to wait 30 days for that to fully set up and cure before I go back over the top surface of these pavers with some sealant. But while I do that, I'm actually gonna seal the entire patio here. That'll be an entirely different video. So put down your grates. Those are painted and looking excellent. I've not yet put the screws in, but you can do that. So I am very happy with the outcome here. This did take quite a bit of time. This does not look completely perfect, but the first installation done by some contractors here in Miami, that was not perfect. This is far better than it perhaps ever was, and we'll see how this holds up. Worst case scenario, we just have to pull this out and start all over. But I think this will work without any modification. I hope this helps you with your project.